In Timothy, we trust. Or do we? I'm so happy you guys are here. Today is a very exciting day. Mark it in your history books, people, because today we are starting a new series on my channel. But before we get into everything, I want to say a massive thank you to Adobe Express for sponsoring today's video. We will chat all about them in a bit, but for now, I am a film nerd. I'm a film girl through and through. In my core, my world, my life evolves around films and filmmaking. I've just completed my degree studying film for the past 4 years, and I'm going to put it to good use. Today marks the start of a very exciting new series on my channel. It is Celebrity Film Club. Thank you all for being here. We are unveiling the first celebrity of Celebrity Film Club. It's your boy.
It's your boy, Lil Timmy Tim. Yeah. What up, statistics class? I'm coming through live.
This man has had so many of us in the chokehold since like 2015. I'm a huge fan of Timothee's work. I think he's an incredible actor. I think he's super exciting and I love watching what he's doing at the moment. So here's how it's gonna work. I'm gonna pick 3 of Timothée Chalamet's favorite films that he has mentioned and spoken very highly of. I will then watch them and we'll watch them in a little vlog segment together. And then at the end, you will join me back here and I will give my final thoughts of the films, and if it changes my opinion at all of Mr. Timothée Chalamet over here, we shall see. So the 3 films that I've picked: Frances Ha. Very good choice, I know, very good choice. Then we have Punch Drunk Love. And then we have Good Time. So I'm gonna go ahead and watch these films. I've never seen them before, but let's see if Timothy's recommendations stack up. So without further ado, let's get started on the first of many. This is Celebrity Film Club Timothée Chalamet edition! I have a cold and it's very much cold summer rain at the moment, so it's the perfect day to watch a movie. Today I'm gonna watch Frances Ha. It is the first of my 3 Timothée Chalamet picks, and I'm very much looking forward to this one. In Greta Gerwig we trust, and although she didn't direct this one, I feel like it's gonna be that vibe. So there's nothing better than when you're sick to sit down, get cozy and watch a movie guilt free. So let's go.
A little different than all the rest. I'm quite old-fashioned, wear a hat, sometimes play chess. And when I'm out, I'm looking for that vintage fling. But all complexions that I adore, so hard to find, they seem impossible to score. So I dream on to someday find that vintage love.
I absolutely loved that film. So far, Timothée has fabulous taste. And I think as well it says a lot about what Timothée enjoys, and I think it tells me a lot about what he looks for in work that he wants to do. I'll talk about that in a bit, but for now, we move on to our next film.
And forevermore, I like to share that vintage dream.
So it's night 2 and it's time for movie 2. We are watching Punch Drunk Love tonight. It is also late. It is currently 11:15, but I don't care because I'm staying up and I'm watching Punch Drunk Love. So when I was researching about this, Timothée said that him and his friends were looking for a movie to watch and they saw Adam Sandler in the poster and they were like, oh, this is gonna be fun, funny comedy, Adam Sandler. And he said he knew like in the first scene that this was not a typical Adam Sandler film, and it ended up being one of his favorite films. And he loves Paul Thomas Anderson, who is the director of this film. And I have in fact only watched one of Paul Thomas Anderson films. He has a very much a cult following. Like there's people who just love Paul Thomas Anderson. I have only ever watched Phantom Thread and I loved Phantom Thread, so I have high hopes for this. So yeah, let's get watching. So before we watch the final film and give my final analysis of all 3 films, I want to quickly talk to you guys about Adobe Express, who are the sponsors of today's video. I have been so immersed in watching these beautiful artists at work in the last 2 films that I've watched. It has inspired me so much. But it has reminded me it can also be really daunting, because you see work like this and you think, I could never achieve that, I don't have the expensive equipment to do that. But you do not need these things to make beautiful artwork, because now more than ever you can make such beautiful designs and express yourself through creativity, graphic design, etc. without needing a degree or anything as such. And one of my favorite places to express myself creatively is on Adobe Express. Adobe Express is a really exciting expansion of Creative Cloud. It makes creativity a lot more approachable and very accessible. So Adobe Express has thousands of incredible templates that are professionally designed, and with your Creative Cloud subscription you can get Adobe Express Premium. It's an amazing app that works so well with all of the apps that are already within Creative Cloud. It can just make social media so fun, and one of the templates I noticed and I really want to play around more with is bookmarks. I've never thought about making my own bookmarks, but I think it's such a cool idea. Amazing for yourself, or even to make a bookmark for a loved one is such a sweet gift, I think, and I love that idea. So Adobe Express has a beta update. It has generative AI, which can help you create so many cool ideas that you have in your head, but you might not be 100% sure how to put it onto paper. You just put it into the AI, ask it to do what you need it to do, and boom, you've got a very cool, unique and creative design. You can also drag and drop your videos in here and edit them and resize them to different formats for TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, etc. It works seamlessly with your other Creative Cloud apps such as Photoshop and Illustrator. So you can really level up your marketing, your college projects, your personal projects, your social media, you name it, all using Adobe Express. It works so incredibly and complementary with all of your other Creative Cloud apps, and it's just a must right now for standing out a little bit more online. So yeah, why don't you guys join me over on Adobe Express? You can download Adobe Express today using my personal link in my description box below, or scan this QR code. I hope you guys have so much fun. But for now, it is time to watch our final film of 3 of Timothée Chalamet's favourite films. We are watching Good Time, and it is currently lashing rain outside, which makes it the perfect movie watching weather.
The lights were dim as our eyes met and you saw me, and forevermore I'd like to share that vintage dream, and forevermore we're living in the...
Hey, it's me again. The week has ended and it was a fabulous week of watching films. Oh, I got something in my eye. I have something in my eye. So yeah, as I was saying, this has been a fabulous week of watching films, and being able to take my notes while watching a film has just made my heart so happy. I've loved deep diving into these films, and I've also loved deep diving knowing it's from Mr. Timothée's perspective. So here's the final judgment, people. Do I still love Timothée with my whole entire heart? Yes. Yes, I do. In fact, I love him more. I'm going to do this as quickly as possible because I know I could talk about each one of these films for hours and hours and hours. But I'm going to start with my least favorite to favorite, and in this case, least favorite is not a bad thing. These films were very, very, very good, and 2 of these films are very close in my opinion, and then 1 really stands out. That thing is still in my eye. So first of all, we've got Good Time. This stars Robert Pattinson and is directed by Benny and Josh Safdie. Benny Safdie stars in this film with Robert Pattinson, and their acting is pretty much sublime from start to finish. This film is set like in 24 hours and it's chaos from start to finish. It's a thriller, it's suspenseful. If you want a good 1 hour 40-minute film that kind of keeps you on the edge of your seat, keeps you a little hooked, a bit intrigued, then this is the one for you. Robert Pattinson plays probably one of my least favorite characters ever. That doesn't mean he plays it badly, that means I genuinely just did not like the person he was playing, but that's not a bad thing. I'm here for protagonists that we don't like. It is fun to watch somebody do something you wouldn't, basically. This film to me is the epitome of teamwork, and by that, every film needs teamwork, but some of them stand out a little bit more than others sometimes. Nobody individually was carrying this film, everybody together was carrying it. It's almost like a choreography, this film. It's almost like it's been choreographed, this film, because the pacing, everything is just on a beat almost. From its editing, acting, directing, script, script, sound, everything. It all just really came together and worked to make this a really fabulous film. I think I'd 100% suggest this film to people that are very much interested in acting, directing, any role within film. I think this film's a really fabulous example of teamwork. I think for me this film is a 3 out of 5. That is not a bad thing. It's a very good film. It's just not one of my absolute favourite films, but that's okay. I enjoyed watching this. It was intense, so strap up if you're gonna watch this one. Next was Punch Drunk Love. So this film was odd from start to finish, and that is so okay. I love a bit of a quirky, I don't really understand. Who cares? You don't need to understand all the time. It was so good. This is directed by Paul Thomas Anderson and it stars Adam Sandler. I think this film needs to give huge credit to its casting because there's nothing I love more than when a film uses an actor who typically does one kind of role and then puts him into a role that's so opposite. It completely added to the story of the weirdness and like the what is going on here, because you do not usually see Adam Sandler in this role. It was completely different for him, but he really killed it. I thought he was so good in it and I absolutely loved it. Adam Sandler plays an introvert where his world kind of just gets a little bit funky and a little bit crazy, and it's almost like he says this and he's done and he just steps on out of his little box, and we love that for him. Unite, introverts, unite. This film got a 3.5 from me and I really enjoyed it. I loved the use of cinematography, score, etc. The fact that they used some weird cuts, they used some weird sounds, it added to the kind of odd element and it was amazing. I loved it. It was really good. And finally, we have my one true love in this world. We have Greta Gerwig in Frances Ha. This film was so stunning and I absolutely loved it. I knew I loved it pretty much 30 seconds in, and to me, when I get that feeling at the very beginning of a film, I'm usually correct in the fact that I know I'm gonna love it, and I did. I truly loved it. The dialogue and acting in this is just out of this world. I completely adored it. And when Timothée here mentioned this film, he said that he got his sister to watch it and she in fact changed her degree from politics to drama because she loved it that much, and it's so incredible to see how that worked out for her because she's now in the TV show Sex Life of College Girls. In case you watch that, that is Timothée's sister, and because of this film she is now acting, which is just so cool. As an aspiring director, to think that your film can have that impact on people is so exciting and terrifying all at the same time. It's one of the reasons I just love filmmaking. But yes, Greta Gerwig absolutely killed this role. She is infectious in this film. I could watch her for hours. I want to be her friend. I couldn't stop writing down quotes like ahoy sexy. I feel like that's the best way to greet anybody ever. I just truly loved it to my core. This film got a 5 out of 5 for me, and it's complete personal preference because this is the kind of film that I love. It's that incredible character dialogue heavy film where you just get to watch somebody going through it. It was just stunning. It was stunning. I could talk about it for hours. Are you working? My camera died because I literally couldn't stop talking. I have hesitated doing a film series on my channel for so long because when I talk about films, oh my god, I am that annoying person at a party that I'm kind of like this most of the night and I barely talk, and then I hear somebody from across the room mention some film. I dart over to that person and I'm like, did you like that movie? What did you think? What did you think of the colours they used in scene 3? What about the long wide shot that they did? I'm a disgusting person. I am that girl. I'm gonna end this rambling with 3 key points. My key 3 takeaways about Timothée and about these 3 films. Let's go. Number 1 key point, Timothée hasn't played something incredibly unhinged yet, and I think he should, and I also think he wants to. That's my cat, hold on. Earl is here. If you see a cat running around, don't be alarmed. But yes, I feel like it is a common theme in these 3 films. Although some less chaotic than others, these characters are a little bit all over the place, pretty much in a natural order of how I watch these films. It started off like slightly chaotic, very chaotic, and like just completely and utter unhinged. But yeah, I'm dying to see him do something a little bit more unhinged. One of his favorite movies in the whole world is The Dark Knight. He talks about the visceral reaction he had to watching that film for the first time, and I genuinely think if we could see Timothée in his Joker era at some point, I would love that. He would love that. It would be amazing. Number 2, I want his collaboration and partnership with Greta Gerwig to continue forever and ever and ever until forever and ever. I just think Greta Gerwig, Timothée Chalamet and Saoirse Ronan are like the holy trinity to me. I just love the three of them together. I love when actors and directors find each other and they mesh and they gel and they just get each other, because that is such a unique and amazing experience for a director and for an actor. So yeah, that needs to continue. I need to see him. I just need to see him in more Greta Gerwig stuff. He was so good. And very lastly, one of the big things that I noticed in these 3 films is they're all very acting heavy. The acting is a huge part of these films. For me, these films would really stumble and fall without the right actors that are conveying these characters. Greta Gerwig was meant to be Frances Ha. I think Adam Sandler was incredible in Punch Drunk Love. I think he really sold that character, and same with Robert Pattinson. Their acting is phenomenal in these films, and I find it really interesting that that is a common theme throughout the 3. I really think it's fascinating that Timothée's watching films and seems to recommend films and seems to love films where acting is like at the forefront and at its core. And yeah, I mean, that's not really that surprising that an actor loves to watch films with great acting, but I think his recommendations were incredible. I think they really reflect him and his roles. I think it's quite obvious what he likes in a script and what he likes in a director or a filmmaker. And yeah, I think we might end up seeing him in a Safdie film. I think one of the Safdie brothers might have him in a film. That would not surprise me. And then I also think he really wants to be in a Paul Thomas Anderson film, and I think that would be an incredible collaboration. So we will see in the future if any of those come true. Timothée, it's been good. But you guys let me know who you want to see next. I want to do this forever and ever. I'm going to do Celebrity Film Club once a month, and I'm also going to do TikToks of this. But yes, please watch the films, DM me or comment below. Let's chat about all of this and what you think. But yeah, give me your next recommendations for our Celebrity Film Club. I love you all so much, and I really hope you enjoyed this. Love ya! Bye!